Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the beautiful look that we'll be creating today. We'll be using the Blend Bunny Dollhouse palette, which is no longer available, but you can still kind of find it on Mercari, which is where I got mine because I just had to have this palette. So if you don't have it, definitely look for a resale because this palette is absolutely beautiful. It blends so well. We're gonna do kind of like this double cut crease type of look today, and I literally cannot wait to show you it. So if you want to see how to get this look, then definitely keep on watching. Today we're going to be using the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Dollhouse palette, and when I tell y'all I could not wait to get this palette, look at how beautiful and stunning she is. She's a cool tone goddess. I'm thinking the first color that I want to go into is Plume, and I'm using an angled flat brush, and we are just going to stamp this color in the crease. And we're going to bring it out to touch the eyebrow just a little bit. I don't think I've ever done a look like this, or eyeshadow style like this, so we're just being all types of brand new today. Let's take the color No Strings and pat that like 50% on Plume and 50% on the eye base. And it's okay if you cover up that dark purple shade because we're going to go in and re-intensify it once we lay all the colors down. Alright, now that that looks super messy and a hot ass mess, we're going to go in with the color, I'm thinking let's do Baby Doll because it's got a little bit of pink of it. And we're going to go right on top of it. And that shade is a little bit white, but it's okay. It's alright. You know, fret. We will make it work. And I'm being messy because I know I'll go back in and blend this all out. So that's why I'm not really tripping at how goddamn messy this is. So now we're going to go back in between those three shades. These shades are showing up so pigmented, whether I'm blending them out or packing them on. They are the same color that's in the pan that's on my eyes. So I love that because you guys know the Blend Bunny pastel palette, I put the name right here. That one, I have a problem with that palette. That palette, the colors in the pan don't show up true on the eye, and it really irritates the shit out of me. But this palette is not giving me that issue at all, so I love that. Okay, now that we got those three purples blended out, let's go ahead and cut the crease. I'm going to use my L'Oreal Infallible Concealer in the color 330 Ivory. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm messy as hell when I cut my crease, because I think I'm going to put a shimmer in it anyways. My creases are not even, but are they ever? Alright, that's probably about as even as they will get. I'm not going to trip on it too much. I'm going to take a big fluffy blending brush and kind of blend out this bottom half a little bit before I add the shimmer. First thing we're going to do is go back in with those three shades on the lash line. So we're first going to start off with Plume again, and then No Strings, and then Baby Doll. And then we're going to add the shimmer. I'm thinking either Tulle or Little Sister, but we'll see when we get there. And we're going to make sure we bring this colors, all the colors out to meet the wing out here. I don't think I've ever done a look like this. I am literally going with the flow and just hoping that by the time I put lashes on, the shit actually looks cute. Okay, now that we've got plume laid down, we're gonna go right on top of that with no strings.
Voice over me. I was on the phone, so basically I went in with those three shades on the lash line. I went in with the darkest shade, plume, and then I went in with no strings, and then I went in with that really light shade, baby doll, and just kept adding those colors until they were blended out the way I liked them on the lash line. And then still adding plume. And then these are the three shimmers that I was debating on using. So I ended up going in with Tule first, which is like this pink champagne color. And I put that right at the rim of the double crease or double cut crease. And then I went on top of that with Pretend, which is like this pearlescent white shade. And I also put that in my inner corner. And then I basically went back and forth again with all those colors. And then I added a black at the lash line because I want just a little bit more definition. And then cleaned up the outer edge with some concealer. And then that's the eye look.
I bought a couple new products that I want to try. So the first product I want to try is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter. This is the hydrating primer in soft silk. And see what it does. Oh, that feels lovely on the skin. And it smells so good. It definitely has a fragrance, but it smells lovely. I like my face to be matte around the T-zone, my cheeks and my nose because I do get very oily. I'm going to take my Danessa Myricks Warm Peach Powder and just apply that on my T-zone basically. And then for foundation today, I'm going back in with my Milani Conceal and Perfect. I just love this so much. I want to use it until it runs out, and then I will try something new. But for now, we are addicted to this. Now we're going to use these new concealers. I got the Sephora Best Skin Ever Glow Concealers. We're going to go in with Ganesh first, which is the darker color, and we're going to apply that right here, which I'm thinking is very close to my skin complexion, so this is not going to work. Because this shade is basically the same color as my face, I'm just going to blend it right out and go in with the other color, and then I'm probably going to take this back and get a different shade. So let's apply that one. And as you can see, it is super watery, super luminous. And I realize I like that in my concealer. I'm gonna let that concealer sit for a little bit, get a little bit more thicker, hopefully a little bit more coverage. For now, I'm gonna go in with liquid blush. I'm gonna take the e.l.f. liquid blush in Suave Mauve, and I feel like this would be a nice color to go with these like medium muted purple tones. For bronzer, we're gonna take the e.l.f. concealer in the color Rich Ebony. I've given that concealer a little bit of time to dry down, and it's still very, very wet right here, but it may have been because I applied a lot. So we're going to go ahead and blend it out with a brush so we can maintain some of that coverage, but we may have to go in with another concealer. It is super lightweight, like super lightweight. Feels almost like a serum on your face. And it is super glowy, like super glowy. Going with a little bit more blush underneath the eyes because that's usually where I like to put my blush anyways. I'm actually going to go in with my AOA Studio Flawless Setting Powder. This is the quad setting powder that has like 4 different colors. And this is in the color Deep. And this is the color that it comes out when you mix it all together. This powder is really, really mattifying, but not super drying. It does not cling to my dry patches. See this side? And then this side. And I think this product was like between $1 and $3, so you cannot beat that. I think Huda Beauty has a like quad setting powder like this. Givenchy does, and Makeup Forever has one. And I always wanted to try them, but y'all know me. I'm cheap as hell. A little inner corner brightness, I'm going to take my Juvia's Place Eye Magic Setting Powder in the color Sahara. A teeny bit, and proceeds to apply a whole lot. But I'm not going to let it sit for long. I'm literally going to let it sit for like a minute. For blush, I'm going to take my Blend Bunny Cosmetics Bear With Me face. No, this is a cheek palette, and it just looks like this. And I'm thinking we're going to take this color right here. This is the color Stripped. This Eye and Magic powder does cling to the under eyes. It is quite drying, so I wouldn't leave it underneath the eyes for too long. Our under eyes don't look too bad. I really like that concealer because it doesn't get too thick underneath my eyes, and then when I go in with powder, that's also added coverage, but it doesn't look cakey underneath my eyes. So I'm loving that concealer. I might have to go get another shade, probably 2 more shades. Okay, so let's go ahead and bronze really quick. My NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder in the color Rich. You guys know I love using this as a bronzer because it has a very red undertone. And I'm using a stippling brush so that I don't apply too much product because I don't like to be too bronzy, to be honest. But these are the Radical Blush Drops in the color Sunset Kiss. And pop it right there. I don't know how pigmented this is. And I'm going to use my finger to blend it out. Oh, that's pretty. I might want a little bit more over here. Okay, so that's what the blush lighter. Is this a blush lighter? Oh, it's a liquid blush. My bad, not a highlighter. Okay, it did say blush drops. Duh. I would use it as a highlighter because it doesn't have a lot of pigment in order for it to be a blush. So I like it better as a highlighter. That's what we're going to use it as. For the eyes, I'm going to take a black pencil and run it in the waterline. For the under eye, let's use the color Plume, of course. And then we're going to go in with a little bit of No Strings. Went back in with a little bit more of that inner corner highlight shade. And that was the color Lace. I'm going to go do a lip combo off camera really quick, and then I'll come back to show you the final face. Alright, you guys, this is the finished makeup look. What do we think? I really wanted to try something different on the eyes. I wanted to try a different eyeshadow technique, and I feel like this came out really cute. And this palette definitely is going to see me more because I just loved this palette. If you like this look, definitely let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more content from me, definitely like, comment, and subscribe. And I really do hope to see you in my next video. Bye.